welcome to the HLS kitchen. What do you do when you have so much cabbage you don't know what to do with it? Well, I have a couple ideas. One of them is sauerkraut and the other one is Asian coleslaw. I got inspired the other day because I still have people reaching out to me over 2 years later asking for recipes from the cafe. So the most recent one was Asian coleslaw. This was a little side that people will get on the side of their wraps, or they could purchase it separately if they wanted. We're starting with green cabbage. I had so much green cabbage. Here's the first part of it. That's going to be our sauerkraut. Here's the second part of it. That's going to be our Asian slaw. One of the things that I love on a burger or a turkey burger is slaw. It's crunchy, fresh tasting. This one has, of course, cilantro and carrots in it. So it adds just a little more zing that way and more crunch, which we want. We want the contrast because the meat is soft. The bun we're going to toast with butter, of course, because what else would you do with a bun? So this lends a very nice contrast to all that. Coleslaw, it's not just for sides anymore. So we'll start with the coleslaw because this is going to be a lot of massaging. That'll be the sauerkraut, but I did want to run you through it while I was inundated with all of this cabbage. So first of all, we have, for the coleslaw, about a half a head of green cabbage shredded. That's about a half a head of cilantro. I choose organic whenever possible. So this is organic cilantro, half a head. This is about a cup of shredded carrots. I have in my Vitamix about 2 teaspoons of ginger. And then I'm going to add some pre-measured. I have a half a cup. I have a mess, not really, I saved it. I have a half a cup of organic lime juice. The original recipe used tamari, but I've switched to coconut aminos once in a while just for fun. So I have about a half a cup of coconut aminos and about a half a cup of olive oil. And to that I add 2 teaspoons of toasted sesame oil. So that's what's going in my blender. Ginger, and then a half a cup of each of that, plus 2 teaspoons of toasted sesame oil. So that's gonna get zipped all up, and all I do is combine it with the coleslaw, and that's the whole deal. I like to let this sit for at least an hour so everything can kind of marinate and marry together. Like I said, it makes a great base for a salad. You can add other stuff on top of it and have that be your salad. This dressing makes a great dressing for kale. I like to add garlic to it when I do that. And then also pumpkin seeds and red bell pepper cut up, really tasty. You could do grilled chicken on top of that, whatever kind of protein you prefer. Now, for the nitty gritty, we're gonna jump into sauerkraut. This is about 8 cups of shredded cabbage. I sent it through my food processor. You can get cabbage already shredded. Yes, I have even more cabbage. I just found this at Publix. What I like about it, the ingredient is only shredded green cabbage. What else I really love about it, in the corner, it says non-GMO. So you're not having to pay for the organic label, but you know that this was grown without any pesticides. That's what that non-GMO label means to me. So this is not a sprayed cabbage, and it was only a couple bucks, and the work's already done. Okay, so we have about 8 cups of shredded cabbage, and the great thing about turning this into sauerkraut is that it will reduce somewhat as it kind of ferments. I have 10 cloves of garlic, about a cup and a half of shredded carrots, and 1 whole sweet onion. I just sliced it up. So that's all gonna go in there. And then so much salt, you're gonna think it's ridiculous. I probably start with maybe a 1/4 cup of salt for this amount, because the salt is what's going to break this down. I'm gonna glove up because I'm going deep. If this makes you uncomfortable, you've come to the wrong place. There's E. coli in there. But not in here because we're just doing sauerkraut. That's all these gloves are for. Don't freak out. Of course, my hands were slightly wet, which is just enough to keep these from going on smoothly. Okay, let the massaging begin. Get on there. Ugh. There we go. Okay. Okay, you got a good view. And we were making gallons of this stuff at a time, doing Reubens, sausage, peppers, onions with sauerkraut. It's really good with everything. Just as a side dish, it's good on the side of scrambled eggs. And it is definitely part of the gut healing protocol. The first part of that, of course, is bone broth. If somebody's gut is in really bad shape, often fermented foods are not tolerated. So I'm really just beating this cabbage up, and I will often end up adding water because one of the main things I learned about sauerkraut is you want to keep all the vegetables covered with liquid. Otherwise, it can mold because it's literally going to sit on your counter for 7 days. That's a good length of time for sauerkraut. And you can see it's already breaking down. It's not as full as it was. It was heaping. It's getting much more manageable. Like I said, it's starting to release water. That's what the salt does. I'm breaking a sweat. Okay, and I'll probably do this for, I don't know, 10 minutes and see where I'm at as far as how much water gets released from the vegetables. But like I said, I always tend to add water because I had one batch go bad and it was a real big waste of food, which I don't like. And as you can see, I have water standing by, which I will pour in there and make sure all the vegetables are submerged. I'm gonna try, I used to have a fermenting crock, which I no longer have. It was like a 10-gallon crock, not 10 gallons, but it was a lot. So I'm gonna experiment and see if this works, because the idea is that you want the vegetables to ferment in there, but you don't want any outside contaminants corrupting your sauerkraut. Like insects or bad bacteria, you know, that's where sometimes the mold can come in. So I'm just gonna lightly leave a lid on there after I make sure all the vegetables are submerged. Leave a lid on there and I'll just keep an eye on it. You want it to be able to breathe. If you tighten down a lid on any kind of fermentation while it's fermenting, you run the risk of explosion because the gases that build up are really strong and they will make any lid its bitch. So that is sauerkraut. Ta-da! This is gonna be coleslaw. I think I'm gonna butter up some buns and grill up some turkey burgers. I just got a new cast iron grill pan. I'm really excited to use it for the first time. And this will be the condiment on the burger, maybe with some kind of garlic aioli or something like that. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. This is how to handle some cabbage. And until next time, thanks for watching and stay loose.